I need to get up on the roof and take the swamp cooler cover off.
Oh.
But we're in that weird part of the year where it's still, we're going to have, like, the lows are still going to be in the 20s, so, but the highs are going to be in the 70s. It's weird, dude. The world is a-changing. Come on, Benny. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. I went for a walk Get up there. I went for a walk a little while ago, and I got back, and they got into one of the bags of dog treats, and there's little plastic confetti all over the place, and then they were just like, "Don't beat us." And I was like, "It's my birthday. I don't care. It's my birthday."
Happy birthday.
Thanks, Ma. I don't always like being in this existence, on this earthly plane.
Yeah.
But today was the best birthday I had in years.
I'm glad.
I got this really cool light. This is the light I should, because I like turtles, see? Turtles. Standing turtle. I live on Turtle Island.
Standing.
It's like my, yeah, right there. Anyway. But the plug's over there, and I got fans. We've outgrown this space. This space where we live. Like, I was telling my Earth Angel friend today that I can't put stuff anywhere, and I have to, like, move things to do things, and I don't like that. It's not a comfortable way for me to live. This is the best. This is the only. Well, I got a card from my insurance lady, so basically I spend $100 a month so she can send me a birthday card. Because that's what insurance is. We pay them so they can have a good life. You know, and when it comes to pay up when you need them, they're not going to be there. No, it's never. I've been paying insurance my whole life, and it's never been in my favor. It's just one of those other racketeer. It's just another system that people create without practical skills. That's what systems are. Sassy, classy, and badassy. You like that?
That's cute.
And then on the inside, nobody does you like you do. Happy birthday. I went and got a massage today.
Oh.
I feel better than I feel in years. Went and did a walk around. Yeah, things are getting crazy out there, man. Things are getting nutty. People are not having their emotional control. They're not curbing it. Although there's a lot of good stuff that's happening. I see how the earth is changing, and I'm cautiously optimistic. It is shifting. It's for the good. And here's an example. You betcha. Tuck, don't be upset, please. I gotta disconnect my Bluetooth. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for playing this little excerpt. But this is a video that this woman played. This tells me that the earth is changing.
I'm going to tell you this with as much love and compassion because it really... I'm going to tell you this with as much love and compassion because it really is coming from a compassionate place of healing and understanding. I'm fire service myself. I'm married to a combat veteran. And what happened to your husband is he became a murderer. And he's not allowed to talk about it. Because I've gone to the PTSD clinics in the VA, and you're not allowed to talk. They give you treatments and therapies and modalities to help you, but you're not allowed to talk about your experience at all.
I can help.
You can't talk about your downrange experience. You can't talk about if you were
a
rape victim. You can't talk.
Yeah, you can. Talk about it.
Your husband.
Tell America what it is.
Because that's the whole point of
I'm one
training.
too.
They teach us how to murder people.
Yep. That's what we do, America.
Bright red blood.
Force.
Blood. That was a song we sung when we were learning our bayonets. So I'm sorry, friend, that your husband got lost. I'm going to tell you this.
Anyway, so, because I have been opening this dialogue for 7-8 years, and now I'm finally seeing other people open up this dialogue, that makes me think that, because we have to talk about the shit that we do before we can let the healing begin. We have to profess our sins before we can, go on and be better people. It's called making amends. You have to declare the things that you've done wrong in order to recognize what you've done wrong and show everybody else that what you're not willing to do anymore.
Oh.
That's what an amends is. Bows white, bows 4. Which bows am I on? I have 4 sets of these same headsets, so in my Bluetooth it's like, where am I? So that's a beautiful thing. And I've been talking, because I only did 6 years, because I saw it's just pageantry. Like, what came first, the war movie or the war? I mean, they make war movies in Hollywood. I just saw a video where that China just said, no Hollywood movies. We're done with America. Dude, the hurt is about to be put on in America for all the monstrosities that we've done. And for people that don't believe in karma, okay. Karma don't fucking care if you believe in it. Karma don't care, It's what energy you put out, you get back. That is karma. Go watch freaking My Name is Earl. So, got to go to the Legacy Cafe. I got a chili cheese dog. My Earth Angel, man. I never met the woman, but we talk a lot. And she has just, made it possible for me to not live miserably for the last 4 years. She's, helped us. Because I can handle stuff, but there's a lot of years that I'm trying to manage taking care of 5 dogs, a cat, you on, $1,200 a month. I mean, so I know what it's like for other people that are hurting now. So, today I'm 51, it's my birthday. I just kind of want to tell a little bit about myself, a little story about how my origin story, so to speak. and it largely has to do with astrology. Mom had my first astrology chart done when I was born. And it was on parchment paper. And I remember seeing it all laid out on a table, and she's like, don't touch, whoever did it. I remember we were in San Luis Obispo. They had trinkets everywhere, glass thing. And that was one of the places, I couldn't touch things. Because when I touch things, things break. So, I still, to this day, I walk around a lot with my hands in my pocket. Because then that just kind of keeps me so I don't touch things. Right? And, so I was born 1101 on the 99th day of the year in 1974. I'm Gen X. I don't ordinarily use descriptive words like this. I'm only using these terms and terminologies because it's reference points for people that are watching. Because I'm nothing but a last breath, ultimately. So, I'm just a data collector and regurgitator. I've been collecting data my whole life. They said, I was telling my massage lady today that I said I remember there's days of testing. They tested me for everything when I was a kid. This was 86, 87. And I remember, and then ultimately, when the results came, and I asked Mom, what do the results say? And what are the findings, what does it say? And it says, you're autistic. And I always thought it said artistic. So I went on drawing a lot. And so I went in to they have all these clinical terms for it now, but I would draw these paisley. And I would sit in my desk, and Mom would be watching TV, and stuff like that. And I would just because that's my meditate state. When I'm not focusing on what I'm doing, that took me to the no place space. And Mom was a single mom growing up, and we had to spend a lot of time on Greyhound buses. So that's also another place that I learned how to meditate, just looking out the window. And I used to just, my eyes would just follow the mountain ranges, because when you spend 11 and a half hours on a Greyhound bus from Redding, California, down to Atascadero, or a Atascadero up to Reading, you know, back in those back old towns and stuff like that, you know, you cover a lot of ground. And I learned a lot of lessons on those buses, like how to be punctual. And when the bus driver says don't be late and to be back at this time, he means it, because I watched him leave and separate families when they weren't. And so stuff like that, you know. And I never had the same I never lived on the same planet that everybody else did, huh, Mom? We never lived on that same planet where you just got up and went to school and played sports and played an instrument and went to this program. We just never got what the program is what it was. So it makes it easier. Although, because of my nacho neurotypical divergence, I have attracted so much desire to learn so many different things that I've done all these like crazy remarkable things. Like, I was on Crete for Shock and Awe in 03, so I know what bullshit the fucking war is, and it's just so... You know why they did that? So they could start selling Humvees over here. Like, it's all about money, you know? And now we're shifting the consciousness, because people are starting to shift their consciousness from left money-centered. Yeah, you're gonna go off the, you know, whatever. All money is security to people. It gives people, you know, oh, I can do whatever I want because I have money, because people know. Look at the people in government. Look at all the, you know, look at all the creepy, pervy, famous people. Like, I live in New Mexico. Like, there's money everywhere, but they're fucking pervy, creepy, like freaking killers, murderers, junkies, drunks. Like, it's, people think it's such a cool place. Like, when? Because you don't go out after dark. And you hear people fucking little thugs freaking racing through the streets all night long. You know, and somebody's always getting shot or run over or freaking stabbed or, you know, it's just like, I mean, it's a weird place, because that is an indicator of the level of which people, the general population, have been allowed to let their self-will run riot, because when people do whatever they want, it leads to no place good. It's about balance. You have to stay in balance, and it's taken me my whole life to learn this, because I've been the drunk. I was so willing to put Mom in a home. It's not I'm just going to go live my life just like everybody told me. Glad I didn't. You know? Because I know my story. I'm an Aries, born to a male Aries and a female Sagittarius. I am fire of fire. See? But then, I'm just some Aries. I got this Pisces trine that, like, elevates me to this level that I can't seem to reach other people. And then I got, you know, I just, my placements just, and then my life, my course of my life. All the while I've traveled around trying to fit into these people that have created these systems. The born and raised. The locals. All that mentality. It's just a closed heart is what it is, you know? And I've always been the one that moved around, so I really appreciate the people that are real friendly and stuff. And there's so many people, because generations of freaking anger, garbage, trash. My mom was born in Cuesta, 20 miles north of Taos. It's amazing how we got here from Salem, Oregon. YouTube videos? Come on, there's nobody else on YouTube. Nobody else on the TikTok. Nobody else that has the stories that I have. They've researched. Yeah, they've sat in their little comfy chair, done all the research. You know, I've tracked a lot of people that also collect data. But what I found is they are so linearly scoped. That's all that they do. The Whitney White, that's all she does. You know, the Ian, that's all he does. I'm not saying that these people don't put out pertinent information, but that's the only thing they do. I'm like, I'm IT support. I'm flight line support. I'm a caregiver. I've been training myself physically, mentally. Looking for teachers to guide me. Looking for people that are better than me to teach me. And then I reach out to people and then I'm just like, oh, they're just more phony baloney. They're just another false for profit, you know. They could talk about astrology, but they can't fucking change a tire. And they got to hire a trainer. And they got, like, they can't do all these things that I can do by myself. They can't do that. They're just, people are so linearly scoped. And that's what we're figuring out. But the thing of it is, there's maintenance that needs to be done. You know, people freaking overly abundantly treat themselves so much because of their ego, you know. It's just consumption. They fucking clog up toilets because of all the indulgence that they deserve. Talk to plumbers, man. Like, look, like the trades are dying. See? They'll come back, but it's just going to be at a low for a little while. Other ways that I see things that are changing. Here's a trippy one. All of the stuff I've been complaining about the military for 8 years, in the last 2 weeks, I've seen an article pertaining to it in some capacity. As far as military readiness being trash. As far as physical standards going down the toilet. I was an autistic woman that they put in the frickin', they said, you have to come into standards. They said I wasn't in standards, okay? Some guy said, your body isn't shaped right, so we're going to put you on the chunky chicken club. All the while these guys that couldn't see their feet and haven't in 10 years, they're not in standards, but they just like to flex and push you around and put you in your place. So what did I do? I fucking did everything I could. 7 months. Every day I went to the Offutt Field House gym where I would have to pass by the sign that they so proudly displayed where they modified the Enola Gay so they could fit the bomb to drop on Hiroshima. I'm transmuting this karma all 5 years I'm at Offutt Air Force Base. I was there on 9/11. George Bush out the 8-shop hangar door. Because you can't go in and out because of protocols. You know what rules, regulations, policies, and procedures are? They're tools to manipulate and control the people that are being willing to be manipulated and controlled. And I have an example. I got a birthday check. Me and Mom are going to buy a house. So I got a birthday check, and there's times that I've gotten this check before in years past. And if it's of a certain amount, they will hold half of the check for 7 days because the bank says, oh, it's our policy. We'll hold the check for 7 days, and then we'll release half of the funds. And then in another 7 days after that, we're going to hold the funds again. Now, in the last several years, I've done this a few times, okay? And so I'm like, okay, this is policy and procedures, just because I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Then I go to the bank the other day, same check, different branch, okay, same bank. My bank wouldn't give me a credit card on the other side. Like, I've talked about the employees there. Like, some lady had a weird freaking, like, meltdown in front of me. Like, it was, like, I don't know. People's mentality and psychology is pretty much dissolving right now. So, you just kind of take everything with a grain of salt. And so, went to the drive-thru. And the girl goes, she said, have you deposited this check before? And I said, yes, in years past, I have. And I said, it's the same person. She said, like, so you know her? And I said, yeah, she's an earth angel. She's my earth angel. Because when I freaking cried out in Flagstaff under the black sky, amongst the elk and said, God, I have no place to go. My truck is dead. I'm living with a crazy lady. Mom and I are like like not a hostage, but like we were trapped in this room. Like this lady felt so miserable about her life that she just did everything she could to take it out on us.
Oh.
So now I got to be careful not to take out any discomfort that I have on any other people. Otherwise, I'll just be like that carry gun bitch in Flagstaff, Arizona. Just another bitter ugly gross divorcee, you know, just so, and they've got, see, because that's the thing is God works good orderly direction. People pray and it goes out like in the no place space, into the frequencies, and then people are like, you know, I feel compelled. I woke up at 2:00 this morning. And there's this young dude in New York, you know, like 18. Man, it guy has to be I'm so sorry for my service. This country is just turned into shit because they never let it trickle down. They just couldn't be generous in their hearts. They had to be greedy. They had to be perverse. They had to be overindulgent time and time again. And now America's at its end. It's at its end. America's never going to be the same. Oh, and so the article I saw today that affirms my belief in, like, these are the things that have to change if America's going to ever start healing. So the article I saw a little while ago was, here it is. Air Force revokes 4-day weekends. Now, when I was in the Air Force, because people think it like, dude, it's amazing those planes get off the ground. Because when I was in, that was like the last generation where like we were like a power. We were a freaking powerhouse in the world. We dominated, we controlled, and now we're a fucking joke. And basically, military members in my work center at Offutt Air Force Base worked 10 months out of the year, and you got 2 months off. Every month there's a holiday, a federal holiday. You would get the Friday before as a down day off. Usually the base would be like, oh, I don't have Friday off. Come in and clean up the shop. You could smoke some brats on the barbecue out back, you know, because you get all the benefits when you're in the freaking killing game. You're willing to just do your job. Whatever it takes, all that shit, just so a bunch of old dudes with fucking erectile dysfunction can feel like men again, like the old glory days. So stupid. So, the article I read I just had it. It just Army to recode 20,000 parachutist jobs. I highly doubt there's 20,000 people in the United States right now that are fit enough to jump out of an airplane. I would be really, really surprised if there was maybe like 1,200. That's just because they like to round up to the nearest billionth. And then they say, hey, Marge, shut up. That's military secrets. No, military, they're like, that's military intelligence. You can't tell that. No, military intelligence is an oxymoron. Dude, I don't know how they got all the control they got, but basically, it's like people playing dress up. And then they give them the power and authority to go boom, boom, boom. Dude, we have nothing. America, and I speak from my DNA, see, my genetics are screaming this, because I'm mostly my mother. I'm more than 50%. I'm 51%. She's the Native American. She's the Spanish. Her DNA has carried that storyline and is coming out through me and my recognition. And then my father, he is the Scottish Freemason. He is just the bro club, my brother, the fraternity, they're all the men that never did me no fucking favor but teach me that men are fucking assholes. Yeah, sure, there's a couple, you know, but then they find out, what? She don't want to see me naked. I don't want nothing to do with her. You know? Whatever. So, now they're taking away all their days off because the military ain't been military. It's been sitting around on its ass and it's gotten really fucking fluffy. And what, you know, and it's lost all of its integrity and people don't have respect for it anymore. And America's a big, just a big joke. Hi, Tanya. And but you got all these people that they never freaking they never did the big booms. They never did anything significant. Most people in the military, they're support, see? You got the people that fly the planes and drop the bombs, which America doesn't have the people that are even qualified to do that anymore. They don't have people that have the aptitude. And let me tell you something else. And what bullshit it is. It's all about it's nepotism, dude. A dude I used to know, he was my real estate agent in Omaha. Now he gives tours in Central America. Dude was in the fucking Marines. He was a major he was a helicopter pilot, blah, blah, blah. How could you be a helicopter pilot if you're dyslexic? That kind of seems like pilots that are colorblind. I think that you would need to read the instruments correct. But because his dad was a big, important Marine guy, you know, their kids get to do whatever they want. Inside the military, outside the military. Frickin' John Denver's dad took a fucking jet plane from his base to go out and get his son in California.
Wow.
You know, other people have to pay for their shit, but you got these frickin' indignant assholes that have, you know, have their bloodline. Well, guess what, bitch? I got the same blood. I got the same blood. I'm gonna put all the bitches on blast. All those frickin', you know, those withholding assholes. You know, all those people that haven't helped in making America a better place, but their bank accounts have gone up. You know, that they have served themselves and not their community. I have this, I didn't finish telling the story about the check loan. The girl said that she said, oh, so you know the lady? I said, yeah, she's an earth angel, you know. And she said, okay, I'll put a 2-day hold on it. 2 days? 2 days and I get the whole thing? 2 days? When over here they said, no, you can have some of it. That's what I'm saying, because I have been on where I've gotten the favor. I have been where I've gotten all the benefits, see? When I remember I went to a Lady Gaga show, and I got, the ticket to go and, you get, a beer ticket, and you could, they feed you dinner before the show, and you can kind of hang out before the show starts, and, you know, they have all this, paraphernalia, or this, memorabilia and stuff of her shit, her typewriter, and her pink hat, and all this stuff, you know, and the lady that took the ticket, she came, and they gave you this little clear backpack. I gave it to these other women, these older women. I don't need gimmicky shit like that. And I have this clear back, and this woman that worked at the stadium comes and grabs me, and she was like, be cool, come with me. And she's like, follow me. And she puts a wristband on my wrist. And I got pictures of her. I mean, she's a witch. She's a false for profit. You know, but I don't live that egoic lifestyle anymore. I'm just trying to show people where I come from, that I have. You know, and that didn't benefit me very much. And I've changed, and I think I'm kind of growing up, and I'm sure I'm gonna have days where I snap back and digress. But my whole point about that whole story about policies and procedures is, if people want to help people, especially in their own community, they're not going to serve a beast on a hill in DC. They're just, people need to stop worrying about the whole world and concentrate on their local community. I think I'm doing a pretty good job building community. I feel good about. There's people when I go out in Taos. There are people that are generally really happy to see me.
That's nice.
You know, and I've been here 4 years now, 5 years this year, be end of the year, 5 years. And it's come, and I've met people like that have lived here their whole life and they've been in this section. And then I met people, oh yeah, I've met all these people that have lived here their whole life, and then when I ask them if they know each other, no, they don't. That tells me they are stuck in their own frequency. And when people are just all about them and not all about everyone, that just freaking drives me crazy. It's selfishness and stuff like that. Like, I have very little tolerance for it. I think I'm going to have to get up on the roof tomorrow and take off the... I figured out today how to turn the swamp cooler back on.
Oh, that's good.
So I think I'm going to just turn it on and turn on the swamp cooler and get the water going because I just get too hot. The dogs are okay. They're okay. But I'm getting hot.
You're getting hot.
I got this really cool lamp. And then I got a really cool t-shirt. I put it on, but I'm too hot.
It's too hot.
It's the heat from the electronics. I'm an energetic sensitive. I love turtles.
Turtle.
And then I got a new bow tie
Yeah.
and new socks.
You got
This is a clip-on.
those
I have like 20-something bow ties.
are nice.
Most of them I can they're tie my own.
Oh,
Look.
I have to
I can't. I'm too hot. Hold on. I gotta stand in front of the fan. I need a drink of water. Hi, baby girl. Did you need to go potty outside? Are you in the mood? Oh, the cookies I made.
Oh, you made cookies? That's nice. That's nice.
I haven't made cookies in weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've made Rice Krispie treats. I like to make eatables. And this morning I ground up 3 packages of graham cracker. And then I had to mix a little bit of flour just to bind it, because to stretch it out. So I think I'm going to use twice the amount of graham crackers next time, and then not use the flour is what I'll do. And then I put, so my premise, my thought was to make s'mores cookies. S'mores. Graham cracker cookie with Ghirardelli chocolate chips and marshmallows. They're good. They're good. They just aren't like I had a whole flavor concept thing going on, and it didn't. I had an expectation and it didn't reach it, and that's what I get for having expectations. So anyway, what else? Other stuff that's been going on. Because I feel like I haven't done a talk in a while, and I feel like things have happened, and I thought, like today I got a massage, and I feel better than I have in years.
That's good.
Like I have range of motion and mobility that I haven't had. I gotta give myself a haircut. It's starting to get a little fuzzy. But yeah, this was definitely the best birthday that I've had, and I don't remember the last time. Cause the energy, the time we're born, we encompass, we're like a bucket, and all the energy of the planets at the time they designate our life begins is filled with all of these energy. It's like ingredients, and it makes up your personality. And I have all these potentials of how I want to act. I also have free will and know the difference between right and wrong. So oftentimes there's ways that I want to act. I resist myself because I know right and wrong and I don't act that way. Oftentimes, it's my mouth. My mouth. I got suspended when I was in the 7th grade for calling Mr. Smith a dirty old man. He, in fact, was a dirty old man. Ooh, I got this too. This is cool. So my friend got one. My Earth Angel. They're metal. They're magnets, right? And they're like, I don't know, it's like a Mr. Potato Head for animals. And then I'm gonna make animals and put them on the fridge, and then she's gonna do it. And we're gonna see how close, because this woman, she's 70, she just turned 77. She's a Pisces, right?
Oh.
But we always do the most incredible synchronicities. Synchronicity. And synchronicities are something, they're cosmic, magical coincidences. Because the coincidence is a synchronicity, but we won't get into that. Anyway, and the other day, there's oftentimes like, I'll make something or buy something at the store, and she's like, I just bought it. Well, the other day I was telling a story about my cousin in Oklahoma that just had her tenant move out, and they had, and I'm telling my friend this, and she's in Illinois, and she's watching TV with the volume down. And I'm telling her a story about how my cousin went in and discovered that there was a cockroach infestation. And while I'm telling her this, the woman I'm telling the story to is watching TV, and there's a cockroach on her television. Well, we do this stuff all the time. So we're really gonna play with our clairvoyance. We're gonna see how close we can, how they have on social media, like, what color is the stone I'm holding? Use your psychic. Like, I've been using my abilities my whole life. It's called listening to your heart. It's called finding your alignment between all your chakras. Like making sure you're in tune. I mean, and I learned about chakras when I was very young. I broke my tailbone. I broke open my first chakra on Mount Shasta, which is the Earth's first chakra. So I told the massage lady, I said, I might not be the only person that's ever done that, but I likely am the only person that has ever done that, and has also flipped off George Bush on 9/11, and also has like this other remarkable story about how, of healing with her mom, and that just healing bloodlines, resolving freaking, because, it's just also remarkable, isn't it, Mom? Are you getting hungry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you want a piece of pizza?
Yeah, that's small.
I see, I've been eating a lot, getting this food out, and it's just not even hitting it. But the Legacy Cafe, I had the cheese. You want salad? You want salad?
Yeah.
I got Mom a strawberry salad. It's really good. She ate the first part for lunch. Oh, Mom.
That's right. You're right.
But like the pizza place that I went to yesterday, usually it's really on point, and it was just like I was disappointed. So now. Yeah, it was like the worst ever. Like, I mean, I don't know. It was just really disappointing. So that's all right. You can't win them all, Okay, don't bite heart, okay? Here. Got it? You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me wrap up my talk and then I'll give you the rest of this, okay? Oh, Tucker's going. You got it, bud? Honey. You got it? He said, thanks, Marge. You just saved my life, Mom. Whoa, that was scary, huh, Honey Bear? You can't get down. He just saw your food. It's just like, whoa!
That's
It
funny.
just turned into Little Bug.
Little bug.
Alright, so 51 years, Ma.
51?
Ma had a hard time when I was born. When I was born, I was late because Mom was so stressed out. I was underweight, so they kept having to test my lungs and stuff, and I was underdeveloped. It's called Addison's disease.
That's a lot.
And so, because I supported her when I was in vitro.
Vitro?
It's like, I don't know. It's not near as bad as like babies that are born junkies, but still, I mean, I'm a highly sensitive being, and it just comes with it.
Yeah.
And so, when I was born, Mom didn't have nobody around. It was just her, and she was in a hospital. It's so funny. Even my birth, because I was born in San Bernardino. I found out today Bernardino means brave. And my brother and dad were both born in a town called Atascadero in California in the same 19-room hospital.
Whoa.
You know, obviously years apart. But still, they were born in the same place in Atascadero. Atascadero means little mud hole. I just think that is hilarious. That's so funny. And so, when I was born, I was cesarean, and what they used to do, and they did to her, is they cut her uterus in half and only took out one ovary. So that's how Big Pharma perpetuated the false hormones by creating an environment that they needed hormone replacement by mutilating and fucking them up to begin with. So this is what America's done, you know? It's all for profit. It doesn't matter if it tortures people. It doesn't matter if it causes harm, you know, just America doing the America thing and then have a parade for that. And now freaking, like, I get on my feed these, like, China puts out these propaganda of, like, America laboring and stuff like that. It's just... You know, I live in New Mexico, down in Albuquerque. There's a big old, on the freeway, people are still hitting it all the time. There's a big old freaking hole in the, you know, like, infrastructure's trash because the people that are in charge, you know, that told themselves they're in charge, that pay themselves to do the important things and make sure everybody, they didn't do that. They bought themselves new trucks. They gave themselves promotions. Wow. You know, they did all this stuff to glorify themselves, but they definitely did not do the work. So we're going to see more and more, like, because America's going to get what it feels like to be, you know, we might not have planes going over and, you know, like, experience war like that. World War III is of the spiritual variety, and because the choices people have made for decades and generations, and just keep doing what your dad did, and just because that's what you're supposed to do, what everyone else tells you to do, you know, that's no place. Like, we're conscious, we have one consciousness we all tap into. And I think the common denominator that carries all the information and data is water. I drink some structured water today. Water is life, and I think about it, and I get more evidence. You know, you think about people that don't take showers. They don't have clarity of mind. They don't brush teeth. They're not getting the toxics out, you know. It's just they're stagnant. That's what an NPC is. NPCs to me are just people that are just going to go do what they're told and just go along with everybody else. And, you know, they do all the holidays, and they go all the same places, and they go to Disney World and all that stuff that isn't conducive to freaking community. Because I spent my life, you know, like, going without so many things just because somebody didn't feel like, you know, making sure that mom had her needs taken care of. So we went out without a lot, but that taught me to live within my means. And look how many people are miserable now because they don't know how to live with. They have to spend thousands of dollars every month, or else they don't feel okay. They have to inject shit in their fucking face. They look like weirdos, but they feel okay. They feel like that's what they want to look like. It's bizarre. I'm highlights kid. I'm an autistic highlights Gen X kid. Don't put your fucking fake face in front of me and not think I'm not gonna be like, why? On purpose? Wasn't it Sandra Bullock that talked about injecting little freaking, foreskins into her freaking lip? That's what her beauty regimen is. Do they volunteer for that? No. But when you get enough money, you can do whatever you want. I wonder what they're gonna call this land next. Because America's over. America's done. But you're gonna still have the people that go to their freaking, we gotta go, they're still gonna give a shit about their stupid sports team. To me, sports like baseball is one game. It's one game. You just have all these different people, and the only thing that changes is like the number and stats. But they play the same game over and over. Like, how fucking hamster on a wheel is that shit? And they say it's just so. Sports are like. Have you ever got how many people have you seen? How many people that are really into sports, right? They're on their way to the sports arena, and they pass a car that's broke down. Like, how many times do these people are they so generous of heart? They're not. They're not. They're not. They do what they want when they want. They drink beer. I used to live that life. I know what it's like. You like this salad, Mom? Mm-hmm. That's a big bite, for a little old lady. Yeah? It's a walnut strawberry salad, and then it was like... And I think it has feta cheese. I don't know. It's not good. I don't know. I'm careful about that fluffy cheese. What? Today was a good birthday, huh, Mom?
Yes.
I don't hate being alive today. I'm grateful for my life. And physical health really helps a lot too, so I think I might incorporate this massage thing. I asked the lady, and it was funny. She was kind of tripping out. Because her dog, it's at her house, and she has her studio back there, and her dog greeted me. And then when I left, her dog came out of the house and was right on me.
Oh.
And she said she never does that. She doesn't approach people.
Oh.
And I was like, of course she doesn't. I'm Margical! Mama. Who knew? World didn't see me coming, did it, Ma? Look, this is what I started out as. My origin story. I had a speech impediment. And I because of what happened when I was 10 months old, girls were weak, so I wanted to be a little boy. Because terrible things happen to little girls, so I wanted to be a tough guy. That's how I can see Napoleon syndrome in dudes. Because what I see in myself that I don't like is what I see in other people I don't like. So that's me. That's Jerome, dude that makes $237,000 a year for the Office of Parole, state of California. His favorite song was Rhinestone Cowboy. I bet his favorite color is lavender. So, I got over all of my fears. Everything I was afraid of.
Oh, that's good.
So, who knows what the future holds? I just am real excited about making it this far, because people like me don't usually make it this far. You know? Because we're conditioned to take ourselves out by just hating ourselves.
Oh.
And because Mom introduced me to God at such a young age, I wouldn't hate myself. I did for a while. I got past it, you know. So, I'm excited for the future. It's just going to be hard for a little while. It's just going to be difficult. It's just going to be, but all growing pains are, you know. And we can't keep going on the way we're going on. So, I have more faith in, I believe in the American people. They want to do better and they want to do more. They just don't want to be stopped by the gatekeepers. They don't want to have to deal with the bullshit. They're just like me. So, we're going to learn to circumvent.